Welcome, Collective. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a collective message for you. It is the blue full moon in Sagittarius, which will become peak tonight on most of the continental North America. I have been retreating in illness as part of my own healing journey and have a vision that I want to share with you. And so I'm going to try to intuit my way through this reading in a way that I hope will be helpful for you. As many of you are aware, this is a highly significant full moon, as they most always are. And this one is intersecting us at a moment of a kind of global chaos, uncertainty, reversals in the narrative that we tell ourselves about who we are and what we're capable of. And in that way, it is forcing us within to readdress some of our experiences that we may have evaluated in some way or another that may be working against us. So this moment, this multiple revelation of truth that many of you may be experiencing, a call to a different kind of authenticity, is a moment. I'm first describing a vision that I had this morning in meditation, in which I saw, after a series of events, a large, luminous cosmic egg. That's the way that I can describe it. It was incredibly beautiful, light, very fluid, and amorphous in some ways. So it was as though this cosmic egg was a microcosm of the world at large, but also the experience in each of our individual lives. So this appeared to me to be who we are right now as individuals, and for some of us as collectives or communities, however it resonates for you. And for that, I pull the Three of Wands, which is telling me that the function of my vision, the cosmic egg means the cosmic age indeed is about action we're taking, something we're moving forward, something we're standing up for, something we are putting in motion, so that we are in a place of understanding what we know now must be activated in some way. We have to take those steps. We can have a tentative outline of what we might expect or what we want to gain, but primarily this is about growth, expansion, learning, taking a new path. And so I asked about where this cosmic egg is existing right now, and the context of that egg is very much about the storm that is raging around us in our social environments, wherever we are. If it is some discomfort that we're experiencing in our community, some uncertainty, some feedback that we've never received before as a result of doing something we've always done, or if it's a larger sense of anxiety about what we see around us in the world, in the larger world, or in the world of others. We are inside of a storm. Not only are we inside of a storm, or we're experiencing a storm in the outer world, we're observing the storm. We're also in the eye of the storm. So we're in that moment of calm, of peace, and in the center. That is the potential that I am intuiting right now. And so my next question was, where are we? Where is this cosmic egg? And again, the Ace of Wands is talking about our experience of spirit, our connection to our passion, to our inspiration, to our own potential, to our dreams. And the atmosphere of the world around us is a compendium of all of our experiences, not just our experiences, but the experiences that are available in the world. So we're out here in the world, we're observing all the ways that various aspects of our life have gone. Have they succeeded? Have they failed? Have we gained anything from those? And what about the experiences of others around us in our world or even in the larger world that we are undoubtedly observing every day? And this is about a real spiritual connection in the main. How are we addressing spirit? Where are we after our healing, our growth, our insights, our suffering, our seeking to understand the lessons in our pain? And then I wondered, what is this contributing to? Where is this leading to? What is the outcome of this? And I saw the 10 of Cups. And this is quite lovely for a number of reasons. The 10 is about revolution. Uranus in early Gemini is opposing much of the energy of this full blue moon. And so we are in a place where we are glimpsing radical, disruptive, inspired, intuitive possibilities that seem to be brand new, that seem to be shifting the very cellular identity of who we are and what our capacity is. But beneath that is community. And I interpret this card here to be about community, whatever that means to us as individuals, not only the communities we have within our own lives. For some of us, that may be a small number of people. That may be for some of us family, some friends. For others of us, we may be in intentional communities, organizations that work towards specific goals, or in communities that are together, gathered together to amplify the resources that individual members have. And this appears to me to be about community at this global level, the way that community generates greater and greater community. So if we think of a family as the archetypal community, everyone is different. Everyone brings something separate and particular strengths. There are those that all of us are resourceful, but that resourcefulness is intended for the safety, protection, and joy, pleasure, growth of each member. So this is describing what I believe, despite the currents that may exist in the world, what is possible, what is occurring beneath the news, beneath the media messages that are defining our experiences for us before we have a chance to experience them, are telling us what we need, what we should do, who we are. And this is us defining that for ourselves. And in so doing, generating more and more opportunities for ourselves, community members, and other communities to do the same. Quite a powerful message. And then I thought, okay, how is this helping us in a moment when so many of us feel perhaps somewhat destabilized, certainly in an uncertain world? And I pulled the doubt card. And this was personally very reassuring as it reads, I release the need to know all the answers. This is a mantra that has been repeating for me throughout my illness, releasing the need to know the answers, to recognize the beauty, and that includes the pain, the suffering, the deprivation, as well as the joy, the pleasure, the appreciation, the gratitude for where exactly we are at this moment. And as individuals, others are busy telling you through all of our media contact who we are, what we're experiencing, what we're feeling. And this is allowing you to sit back and experience your life without judgment, without an expectation of what will be the outcome. So I like this because the outcome is always in our hands. It is not in the hands of others. But releasing the need to know the answer is part of uh, solidifying the sense of personal power, the desire to grow and learn more. And for many of you, this is the path I see you on. So I'm going to clarify, and thank you so much for joining me today. This will probably not be published until in a day because I have a lot of work to do here. But I am feeling that this is an energy that is going to be resonating with us for some time. It has been building for weeks, literally, and will continue to make itself known, to impact us, to support us in our efforts to make the moves we need to make, take the stand that needs to be said. Speaking the truth is not the opposite of suppressing your authenticity. So we're encouraged to release these dualities that tell us it's this or that. This is not about that. This is about a much more complex and complicated evolution of your own experiences, your own evaluation. And through all of that, your ability to see what you are still open to receiving. So please like this video. Please share this with others if you feel inclined. And thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all of you for sticking with me. So I pulled for the Three of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Chariot. I think I will go ahead and, I'll do this slowly. So this is showing me how hard many of you are working throughout the unclarity, uncertainty. It seems to me that many of you do have an idea of your passion, your purpose, the direction you want to explore further. And that's all about the living of your life fully. You're dedicating yourself to the work that's required. This is about understanding that as you improve your skills, your ability, your knowledge base, your relationships, you are improving yourself. And it's not about perfection by no means. This is about being successful, being prepared for opportunities that you see available to you all around you. And it's also about a way in which the planet Saturn, which is in Aries, is helping us to structure our dreams, to structure our lives in this moment, because we're looking to new opportunities, standing up, creating new plans. We understand on the basis of our experience that plans, dreams need shape, they need form. And Saturn is in the beautiful sign of Aries, pushing us out there You know how to create this. You know how to make this to stabilize this desire for expansion. You've done it for others. You've had success in the past, and you're going to create a success for yourself. There is no question in your mind. There is no answer that you need except your own experience of success, of completing something that you have begun. So this is absolutely beautiful energy of grounding, which clearly is needed here. You're grounding your desire, your exploration, your expansion in the real world with real resources, real experiences, and of course, Chariot. Right now, I'm feeling Chariot much like I'm feeling in my own body. And I do think this is about how we are embodying our desire to move from our heart. And that is precisely about the pursuit of our dreams, the pursuit of our goals. And I feel for many of you, despite the traditional views of the charioteer in the traditional tarot Rider-Waite, where the armor covers the chest, much like the crab's body armor or shell covers the basic internal workings of the crab. You are moving from a place of strength, but you are very carefully and strategically exposing yourself. So I don't feel like this is a ripping the Band-Aid off moment for many of you, or a throwing off your armor kind of moment. I feel like you are using your experiences and resources to allow yourself to be informed by your heart's desires, but not necessarily exposing yourself. And that is about this awareness that distractions are pulling you away from the work that you're here to do. Distractions in all forms, including the media in particular at this time. So you are aware that you have many channels of your own intuitive information, many spheres that you tap into, many aspects of your life where you derive power and knowledge about what is best for you, what is right. And I feel that's really informing your awareness that your truth is multiple. It's many layered. It's the understanding of how to expose, speak, stand up for yourself in the appropriate ways, not to dissipate your energy by becoming a megaphone, but rather to very carefully focus on your goals in a way that says no to the usual demands on your service, talents, or abilities. So for the Ace of Wands, and this is going to describe more and more about the location of our efforts right now. So the Four of Wands clarified by the Four of Pentacles, or the Ace of Wands by the Four of Pentacles and the World card. How interesting. This wants to slide off, but it's because the table, the house I live in is not level. It's a very old house, and I'm in front of a fireplace, so the whole house is kind of sunken in front of the fireplace, so everything wants to slide forward. But it is towards the hearth, so that is the right direction. The Four of Pentacles here is about how we stabilize ourselves. What is our foundation? What have we already established is necessary for us to be able to build? So this is our practical resources, the safety and security we've created for ourselves. This may be a nest egg. This may be a community that you live within that represents safety, security, resources as needed. And with the World card, this is telling me that you have received again recognition and acknowledgement for your gifts along the way. And there is a message here that keeps coming through about the way that you have experienced that recognition and acknowledgement in your life. You may have felt validated by the way others viewed something you did well. And yet, for the collective I'm reading for today, that has simply become a foundation for you. That has not been the end all be all. And perhaps in the past, you saw some of the successes you experienced as the last word, the completion in a process, something that was going to offer you the kind of safety, security, and recognition that would allow you to be able to rest on your laurels. However, what you now understand is those successes, and many of you may not even be evaluating them on those terms. They may feel like half successes, incomplete, or you got pretty far, but you didn't go as far as you knew you could go. But you do realize that those experiences have contributed to the foundation that you are now willing and courageous enough to build on in order to move from your spirit, move from the place of your potential, your dreams, not allowing yourself to be defined by what you did in the past as just okay, as being just enough, particularly for those of you that are feeling yourselves in some kind of a rut or a groove, that you're comfortable perhaps, or modestly comfortable, and you feel that you are in a good place, but it's not the best place for you. You know there's so much more. And given your experience, you're thinking, how could that be? I've done these things. I've been reasonably successful in these ways. Why isn't that enough? But for you, it is not. There is so much more. Those experiences, no matter what your age, no matter where you are in life, this is just a foundation for what it is you now see the world is calling for. And for the 10 of Cups in the where we're going, kind of our outcome, the Queen of Wands and the Moon card. So these cards are hot. I did shuffle them quite extensively. And the 10 of Cups is clarified by the Queen of Wands. The Moon, this is your confidence. This is your strength, your power. And right now, this Queen of Wands is coming across as very confident, as very quiet. This is a soft power in that it is not demanding attention from the world. It is getting attention from the power of your determination. You are clear that despite the lessons of the past, despite the storms, the difficulties that you have faced and you are facing down, because you have more courage and clarity that this work is necessary in order to build healthy community, to build healthy relationships with not just other people, but with the planet itself. It requires you to keep on, to understand that your healing practices, your shadow work, if you will, is necessary. As it's not so much as a veil that I'm feeling. I'm experiencing this as more of a flow between your conscious and subconscious minds. And of course, there is a superconscious that is also really in some kind of flow that you have enabled through the power of your conviction, the clarity of your goals, the courage and bravery that you know you already had to exhibit, act on, move forward many times in the past. This has further enabled you to recognize that you have so much more to gain from an honest look at your own experiences, your own behaviors, your own words. When you experience relationships, you're looking more authentically at who you are, what your actions tell you, what your reactions tell you about what you really fear, and your ability to face those fears is part of this community that you are building towards. What you are seeking to generate through your relations with others, through your relations with the planet, with the earth, with other communities. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot here about your former experiences that others are evaluating as successful or not successful. And you have, I believe, spent a lot of time going over, and you still are, what those experiences have meant for you. Experiences that you once felt a lot of powerful emotions about. And maybe some of those emotions were pride, were um, uh, responsibility, accountability, reliability, giving structure to things that needed to be organized in the world in a productive way. There's a lot of energy here of one who has been productive, who has helped others to be productive, who has created vehicles for the growth and learning of others. And now I see you realizing that there is an inner standard that is not separate from, but is independent from the way others have evaluated you. And you may have evaluated those experiences through the eyes of others, whereas now you're realizing that you're looking at those experiences through your own lens. So I'm going to pull a card for an outcome. I haven't even used the Egyptian deck. I'm going to pull a card that's going to give us some direction for the next week or two. And I have the Seven of Wands has come out, and I'm going to clarify that. But I'm going to talk about the Seven of Wands first as a way in which you are not needing to know all the answers. I do think you're in a place where you realize that you are on a path that is purposeful for you, that you're looking at the way that you have responded to your own experiences, excuse me, the way others have seen your experiences based on the criterion of others. And you now realize that even if you're doing much the same of what you have always done, you now understand how to move forward in a way that shields you from the expectations of others, that helps you to stand up for yourself in terms of the sense of your own sense of courage, passion, determination moving forward, your own sense of personal complexity that others don't see, how what appears to others as successes, celebrations, advancement, movement has cost you. And that cost can be very, very fundamental to your experiences of childhood, conditioning, whatever your location in the social order is. You have had to guard yourself in ways that are familiar and in the past have been perhaps somewhat self-defeating. But now the sense of retreat that you are experiencing is more about holding your own ground, holding your own line, realizing that no matter how many times you have attempted this success, this movement forward, this creative effort with and among others, that you are on the path firmly with more clarity than ever. So I do see you standing up for yourself as necessary, and that means saying no a lot right now. I feel you are in your power and you're shielding that. You're drawing opportunities towards you, even as you recognize that you have to ask for the help that you want. So this is already a complex message. I'm going to clarify the 7 of Wands with 3 cards, the 10 of Pentacles, the Judgment card, and the 3 of Wands. I'm not going to take the 5 of Pentacles because it's just too many. So, interesting. The 10 of Pentacles is an obvious match with the 10 of Cups here. So I see you manifesting some kind of material stability and security for yourself. I see the desire for you to create not only safety for you, but in your world. But that is backed up by an understanding that it has to be grounded on some physical level of security and stability, some kind of comfort, some kind of an abundance that you're able to generate as a result of your efforts. The Judgment card overall is all about your awakening. You're answering a call. And I feel this very profoundly for many of you. There have been some insights you've gained in the last, I would say, as short as 24 hours and over the course of, say, the previous 10 days. And it's going to keep going for a few more days for many of you. The sense of purpose and clarity about why you're here has been more informed by the state of the world as you're now coming to understand it. I think for many of you, the idea that we are in the end of days, or I'm using a religious metaphor that I only partially understand, and I'm using that to more generally say, many people believe we're at the end of days. This is some culmination, some apocrypha. But I do believe that you're understanding the importance of your mission now because of where the world is. There's a sense of urgency here. I don't mean anything's going to happen tomorrow, in the next 10 years, in the next 50 years, if we have that. But I do believe you're now very clear on why you're here and what your job is. And this is a job you've always intuited and you may have activated at various times in your life. In fact, I think for many of you that are here, this is a mission, a lifetime mission that you've always been on. And you've been having a hard time perhaps finding the thread in your experiences that confirms this until now. So I do feel this is something you've earned, something you've worked for, something you have been healing toward. And the more you heal, the more powerful you become in facing your demons, facing your fears, facing the fears of others with calmness, with discernment, determination, with love. And the love that I'm seeing here is a lot of self-love. Probably the quality that has been building most profoundly in your life now, and perhaps the experiences that you have recognized have taken you off track, giving away this love to others with the naive assumption that they understood what they were receiving, or that reciprocating that love, not necessarily to you, but to someone else, was the point of that. That's what builds community. Turning it over, turning it around, giving it back. And no surprise then that we end with the very card we began with, the Three of Wands. Now go out and make your moves. Take your steps, make your plans, but make a move, take a stand. It's okay, it's safe, and that stand is backed up by experiences, a knowledge, an awareness, a strength about the cycle of healing, of growth, of improvement, of abundance in the world, of joy to be alive, of all the possibilities that exist in our lives, all the opportunities that you have prepared yourself to understand. So let me finish this up with a flower oracle. Let's see. And I've gotten the forget-me-not, remembrance, memories, and the past hold the key. So I want to thank you, your ancestors, your relationship with your ancestors, for doing this work, for staying in this work, for stepping into this work. And until next time, namaste.